Hello, Grant. Can you hear us
Hello?
okay?
I can. I'm all there now, yeah. All modern technology. It's all
Oh, yeah.
working.
Oh, no, how you feel. We wrestle with it every bloody day. So, obviously, we've spoken before in the past, but I'm also here with my cousin Dale, who does the show with me. Thought I'd just introduce you.
Hi Grant, nice to meet you,
Hello, Dale. How
mate.
you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's a bit dreary in LA today, so I'm a bit pissed off. Apart from that, it's all right.
Oh, a bit of bad weather, a rarity,
Yeah.
surely in LA.
Well, it's the weather's been. It's normally like this time of year. It's normally like pretty hot, but it's been pretty crap since like January. Really, we've had like rain on and off for like 2 months now, which is really unusual. Um, all the hills look green, and they never look green. They always look like dirt.
Yeah. Well, I bet the wildlife's happy.
Yeah.
There's very little sense to any of the way the bloody climate's working over the whole world at the moment, is
Yeah,
it?
we're
I
getting a
know.
strange patch and all. Really warm for this type of year, but
You've had fires, haven't you? I saw the fires.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right, actually. Up in Yorkshire, there was some random fire up there over a bloody kilometre.
I know
record.
Edinburgh too. Like, yeah, Edinburgh on Arthur's Seat because Edinburgh's my hometown, right? So yeah, they had a fire on Arthur's Seat, the hill there.
It's strange, isn't it? It's
Mm.
dare we say apocalyptic yet?
Yeah. Well, I guess as long as the president's denying it, we're all right.
Oh God, don't
Yeah.
mention Donald to me.
Yeah, we'll not go down that path. Let's cheer you up a little bit. I think you've read about this on Twitter in the past about how the DK Rap remains our only Hall of Famer on this show because we do these little battles where we put tracks up against each other, and if it wins 3 times in a row, it becomes a Hall of Famer. So yeah, yours is the only one so far.
I tell you what, I'll never live the DK rap down as long as I live.
Oh
Doesn't matter
no.
what I do. Doesn't matter what I write from now until the day I die. It'll always be the DK rap.
Oh, yeah, it's so beloved though. I mean, like, I've shown Dale the whole crowd singing along at the Smash things, which I think you put me on to on our interviews. Actually, you was telling me about it when crowds are chanting it. It's
The
just absolutely
love,
unbelievable.
the love.
No, I couldn't believe that. Like there was that Australian thing where they were doing like some kind of tournament, and the whole room just started singing it. Like it's, I don't know, it sort of gives me chills when I listen to it. It's amazing that people know the words. You know what I mean? I said to you before, my son had his 16th birthday, and his mates came round, for pizza and stuff and play games. And like when they were having their pizza, they all started singing the DK rap to me, and like they weren't even born, but it was like when I did it.
A rock star as well as
God,
a
I wish,
star.
I wish.
Yeah, yeah. Hanging out with Kendrick Lamar after this, are you?
Living that pure LA lifestyle.
That too right, yeah, too right. We're there right now. Give me a minute.
Well, but it's interesting actually because one of my little notes I've made for this conversation is how you started out playing guitar and stuff like that was some of your first jobs in the industry. So obviously the DK rap's a bit of a twist around on that. Like I wanted to ask if you still play guitar, like if you still just have fun playing guitar away from the orchestra and things like that.
But I don't have fun playing it. I mean, I do play it when I have to. Like it's funny when I think of the amount of time that I spent trying to be like a proper good metal guitar player, like from sort of 11 till, well, I guess till I worked at Rare. Really, I mean, 33. I mean, I did all the kind of, track the Eddie Van Halen and all that stuff, and playing in metal bands and playing the fastest guitar player I possibly could. And like literally, when I started working, I just more or less just stopped. So I don't play it for pleasure anymore like I used to. Like actually, I just have done a little thing that I'm sort of keeping secret. That's going to be out soon with somebody else, a little duet thing, guitar thing, which I think people are going to like. I've just literally just finished it, and we're going to do a little video for it. For a joke, for not for a joke, but it's like a cool thing. So that'll be out, I would think, pretty soon, within the next few weeks, I reckon.
Oh,
But
that's
apart from that,
interesting.
yeah.
That
Apart from that, I
sounds
never played
exciting.
it. No, yeah, it's a little. I guess it's someone that I know well that's been trying to get me to do a little guitar duet for like literally a year. I just haven't had the time. And I finally got on with it, and he's mixed it all up, and it's all ready to go. So I'm just going to do a little video on it. I think it'll make people smile, and it's a decent track and stuff. So yeah, but I mean,
Definitely.
having to play it was quite hard. I had to like practice for bloody ages to try and play the bloody tune. It took me ages to do it. But I don't hardly play it at all. If I have to, I do, but generally speaking, I don't.
Right. Well, lovely little exclusive there,
Yeah,
Grant. Cheers for that.
we're going to
Well,
be waiting for
Indeed,
that. We're going to be waiting for that bad
indeed.
boy.
yeah, yeah. We'll play it on the show.
Yeah, no, it's turned out really well actually. I must admit, and
You do
we're just
sound
waiting for the
proud of
weather to.
it.
No, yeah, but I think it's like, it's a good friend of mine who, as I say, has been trying to do it for about a year, and we're just waiting right now for the weather to get back to sunshine so we can do a little video and put it all together, so it should be fun.
Well,
Awesome.
Something else. I guess it's relatively old now, but it's pretty new. I think this is still one of the latest things in your catalogue. That whole vinyl release I saw of the Mario and Rabbids soundtrack. I've seen it all over Twitter. It looks so cool. How do you feel about that? Like getting your soundtracks cut on record, man?
That's amazing, really. I mean, I think Viva Pinata had it, and Nuts and Bolts, and also Nuts and Bolts. Sorry, Viva Pinata and Banjo-Kazooie. Are both on vinyl, and Perfect Dark actually. But the Mario thing, it was special because I really liked doing the Mario game. To work with Mario is just. Like we said before, when we talked before, like who'd have thought I'd ended up working on bloody Mario?
Mario is the boy. If you told anyone he works at Mario, you
can't really go beyond Mario, can you? It's the top level.
I know. And I still have moments where I kind of pinch myself to go, God, I really did that. So the vinyl release was great, and I know the guys at the company who did it and stuff, and I knew it was coming for a long time, but they had to get the artwork right for Nintendo. The Nintendo were very fussy about the artwork and how it looked. And so, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, they're very protective of Mario, and rightly so. And so, it's amazing. And they sent me like 5 copies of it. So I've got like 5 copies sat in the office. Like it's just, no, that was just fantastic. Totally.
Yeah, it looks great. One thing we talked about when we talked about Mario and Rabbids, you mentioned like those demo versions of the Phantom. Like you sung yourself, and you were all, but they'll never see the light of day. Actually, you said Davide Soliani is going to use them against you at some point, and they've shown up on the vinyl, if I'm not wrong, or at least one of them has.
Yeah. So because I guess because people buy it without a record player, keep it as a collectible. No one's actually recorded it and put it online anywhere for anyone to hear it yet. So I guess someone at some point is bound to think about recording it and sticking it on YouTube. So I don't think anybody actually heard my terrible voice yet.
You've planted the seed now.
I think it'll turn up at some point. I'm sure someone will do it. But like I say, most people just buy it for a collectible and don't actually bother listening to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they do put it out there again, it's only with love.
Oh no, it's all right. I know. I mean, I knew it's going to be on there. And Dan was like, "I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to get you back." I was like, "Oh yeah," So, I don't mind that stuff. It's. I think it's good for people to see how things get put together. So, when I was writing it, I had to sing it because I had to let Davide hear how it's going to go. So before the proper singer guy came and did it, so I had to do that. I don't mind doing it. It's a good laugh because I've sang in metal bands in the past, so I don't mind wobbling a little bit. But I'm not quite as good as it used to be. I don't think I was good in the first place, but I was bearable.
Is it like the blueprints of what's it going to become?
Yeah. And also the other versions of it, I've got different lyrics because we had to change some lyrics. I think we at one point we said something about Mario and diarrhea. So we had to change that.
That was a red flag.
Yeah, I think Nintendo did that one. I think it was he's going to run in fear while something diarrhea. I think it was something like that.
Striking image.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact words, but I know it had diarrhea in it. And we changed it in the end.
Yeah, I don't think that suit would work. That power up would quite work, would it?
But I thought it was a cool line that Christina Nava, who's one of the designers at Ubisoft at Milan, she wrote the lyrics. And I mean, she's Italian, so it's a second language for her to write in English. I thought she did a great job in the lyrics.
Yeah.
But I think it ended up with he's going to run in fear while screaming "Mamma Mia." I think, but I know "Mamma Mia" and "fear" and "diarrhea" were in there somewhere.
Right. Well, we've actually just had a comment through on the chat from one of our regular commenters, Shady Lane, has asked what your favourite game is, which I don't think I've ever even actually asked you.
I'll tell you what, like my favourite game, I normally always say Zelda: Link to the Past on the SNES. Like that game sort of changed my life really. I loved that game. I played it over and over and over again, and I've actually just got one of those SNES classics, and we got it on there. So I think I'll play it again. Like I remember the music to that game, really thinking it was just amazing. Like it's that main theme is so fantastic, and I just remember thinking, oh God, I think that was the first console that I bought because I had a Game Boy before that, but I never bought a console before that. So when I bought that, and I got like the Mario game, and that came with it. And so I'd never heard of Link to the Past. It's got such a strange title. I thought, what the hell is this? So when I remember playing it, going, "Oh, this is amazing." So I think I really loved Zelda: Link to the Past. I think it's my favourite game of all time.
Well, that is such a great answer because it's absolutely my favourite Zelda, and it was one of the first games I ever played. I bought it out of one of those classified ads in the back of the newspaper for about £5,
right?
Without any case or anything. I had no idea what it was, and yeah, I had the very similar experiences to you, and that Dark World theme as well.
Blimey,
it's
fantastic stuff.
It is so amazing, and Shady Lane's posted a massive smiley face because I know that's one of his favourite games as well. He accidentally tripped on something there.
All right.
So then, was your when you got into playing games and stuff? Was that a response to you getting into the industry then? Because it seems like that was around the same time.
Well, it's because I started playing games before I was in the industry. Kind of, so and my friend Robin Beanland, we played in local rock bands together in Harrogate and Leeds, where I kind of spent most of those years. And he was a keyboard player, but he always used to do little computer demos on not the Amiga. Yeah, it was the Amiga. No, it wasn't. It was the I forget the bloody computer now. And I used to do little computer tunes. I used to think they were kind of cool. And he said, I'm going to try and get a job. Write music for computer games. I was like, what, you're crazy? Like, did they even have music? I didn't really know, I guess, at that point. And then he just kind of, and over the years, he kept doing it, and I started to play games, of course, and then he up to announce he got a job at Rare, and off he went. And I mean, knowing that I knew got jobs, we were all just playing in local bands, and signed on the door half the time, like you do. He'd been there a year and a half, and he's the reason I got into Rare, because Robin was the reason that I tried to get in the first place. So, I played a lot of games at the time. Because you're on the door, like you, so you spend all your time playing games, don't you?
Yeah.
So exactly. So I knew all about it. So I used to buy that Edge magazine back then and try to, understand all the kind of technical stuff a little bit.
Keep up to date with what's going on in the genre.
Yeah. And also there was a little company in Harrogate called Twilight Games, which is like, I don't know if they ever put a game actually out, but at the time they had that restart course thing you had to do. that thing where you've been on the dole for umpteen years, you have to go and do restart courses.
Yeah, like Paul in League of Gentlemen.
Exactly like that,
yeah.
Paul. Yeah, too right. Yeah, okie dokie, pig and a pokey.
That's the one.
So I called them and said, look, I need to do a restart course. And you get that thing where you get is it 6 weeks or 6 months or something at a company, and they pay you an extra 40 quid a week, whatever it is, something like that. So I went to work there for I think it was, I can't remember, 6 weeks or 6 months, I can't remember. And so, I just sort of potted about, and because, I'd used an Atari at home, I'd never used a real PC, so they had real PCs there. So, and I learned to sort of mess around with the sound card a little bit and write a few tunes, but then I made it onto a game. And funny enough, I'd literally applied to Rare 5 times and never got a reply. And then I remember I was walking to work that day, and the boss was walking the same way. I said, Grant, well, just want to let you know. He said, I've managed to get 10 grand that we can pay for a year. And we're going to employ you for full time, at the company. And I just literally got my letter that morning saying, you've got the job at Rare. And it was so ironic. I said, you know what? I said, you're not going to believe this, but I'm going to go and work at Rare. I'm sorry. Thanks for offering me the job, but I'm not going to take it. And he couldn't believe it. And I was like, I know, of all the bizarre things, I would have been happy to work at that tiny company in Harrogate, working on a game that never came out that went bust in the end. But just complete coincidence, I got the job at Rare. I mean, it was ironic, really.
The calling card.
Well, no, it's the oddest thing. I mean, I still can't believe it to this day. Really, I can't believe I'm doing it.
Yeah, and Rare being as well such a respected company. Even by that point, they had so many great games on the NES still before they even did Donkey Kong and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember seeing on News at 10, that when Nintendo bought 49% of the company. I remember seeing it on News at 10. It was such a big deal because Nintendo never had bought into anything outside Japan in the Western world. So, and that was just as I was kind of applying, and Robin was there. He'd been there a year and a half, telling me how great it was. And I just thought, my 33, my future was looking pretty bleak. I'd never had a job at university, played in bands, never had a job ever, and I was looking at being a tramp. I think at some point, really, that's what I thought. I'd end up homeless and all the rest of it. And actually to get a job writing music's incredible. I can't believe it.
Well, at 29, for me right now, that means I've still got 4 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. I keep listening out for that because I keep hearing about all the 27 Club guys who were geniuses when they were 16. It's like, you bastards. I need someone who's become really successful in their late 20s.
Yeah, well, I was early 30s, so you're all right, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear. We have had another quick comment through in the chat, but I think this might be more about game design than the actual music itself. It says what was meant to be the rewards for stop and swap. I think that's something to do with Banjo-Kazooie, but that's game design, isn't it?
It is, but it was the eggs, wasn't it? So you got the eggs, didn't you? When you did stop and swap, you could go and get to the eggs. And there was the ice key, and I don't think we ever really worked out what they were going to do.
Right.
Because we never got that far. But they were in the game, but I don't think we ever actually worked out what they would actually unlock in the end.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah. Unused stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that. Because they've also said how you approach to write the secret tunes for the eggs and the key. I don't know if they're trying to get like behind the curtain there and find out how that was all coming together.
Yeah, there's no secrets there. I think everyone knows how that came together. It just didn't. It worked, but Nintendo wouldn't let us do it because people could break the console, try to ram in a cartridge straight away after taking the first one out. So it was a dangerous thing because you're going to get kids going, I need to get the first cartridge out, the next one in quick before the memory goes from the RAM. And so Nintendo wouldn't allow us to do it because obviously you're going to get kids who smack it in there and break it, and then try to get a warranty claim on the thing. That's why we couldn't do it.
Right. Yeah.
So that was the whole thing behind that. I mean, it was just us trying to do something cool with it, and it worked. Just we couldn't. It was too flaky. It wasn't like a really Nintendo. They like things to be very regimented and very documented and to work properly. Yeah, and for something like that to be a little bit like if you ram the next cartridge in quickly, you'll get the memory from the. It was a bit too flaky for them, so they wouldn't let us do it.
It's funny you should say that because I was just thinking about a game I used to play, Pete Sampras Tennis on the Mega Drive actually, and me and my brother used to do that, slam the cartridge in, and it would take you to a cheat version of the world, and we always thought it was an accident, but yeah, that's it. I never really thought about that people actually were considering that on the game design side and maybe wanting to use it.
Yeah, I think the guys at Rare just came across it by accident. The fact that when you took the cartridge out, the memory stayed in the RAM for about 10 to 12 seconds. So it meant all the game content was still in the machine. So if you got another cartridge in quick enough, that we could connect the two together. That's what happened. But as I say, it was too flaky. They wouldn't let us do it.
Right. Well, I hope that sheds some light for you, Laraco Lanch, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
But before we take up too much of your time, last question I was going to ask is if you're not under any NDAs or unable to talk about any of this, if there's anything on the future you can talk about.
Well, I think you know the answer to that question, don't you?
Probably no. Which
I can't. It's always games are fun like that. I think with their. Because when movies they announce composers well in advance and you know all about it. It's not the same with games because they don't want any games to get out there before they want to announce it. So we can never speak about stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've got stuff that I know I'm going to be doing that I think you'll like to hear about, but I just can't talk about it.
Oh, totally understandable. I'm not going to put you in any position with this whatsoever, but I am going to mention it. I came close to wanting to ask you about Smash Brothers because I think you may have some knowledge on that, but I won't put you in that position whatsoever.
But honestly, hand on heart, and this is absolute truth. I know nothing about Smash. You got to think about this, right? When Smash do any kind of remix of a tune, they always just use the Japanese remix guys that are at Nintendo. They never get the original composers to do it. So even if there was something that I'd done in the past that was going to be in the game, and I really honestly don't know that, they never ask me anyway. They just do it. They do it in house there. So when they put Dave Wise's tunes in for DK, they just remixed it over there. They didn't do it. I really don't think any of us would know. Any composer that gets a tune in Smash would know about it until it comes out. I just don't think you know about it because they would never ask me to do it. Honestly, hand on heart, I know absolutely zero about Smash, and I'm not. That is God's honest truth.
Would it be a nice surprise or a bad surprise hearing it? Because obviously they're not going to tell you, and then you hear down the line, "Oh, your tune's on Smash." Is it?
No, it'd be fantastic. I mean, the fact that DK Rap's in there is amazing. I mean, I can't believe they put the DK Rap in there for God's sake. I mean, it's like if they did one of my pieces, whatever for any of my characters I worked on in the past, it would be amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. I mean, that game's it's gigantic. It sells gazillions of copies.
It's awesome. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
To play.
No, I'd be mega flattered. I really would be. But I mean, I wish I knew. But I honestly, and I'm not just telling you, talking bullshit. I really don't know anything about that. I really don't. If Banjo's in it, it's news to me. I have no idea.
Well, we'll find out about that as that fighter pack unlocks itself then. Right.
I'm looking forward to it. It should be cool.
Very last comment then before we leave you. Since Lanch put forward such a nice question, they wanted me to mention what a huge fan they are of yours and that they particularly love Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which is underrated.
I know, we love doing that game. Like, I think it got a kind of a bit of a, because it was the first game we did on the Xbox, we got a bit of a backlash from the Nintendo fans, which is understandable. But it's a genuinely funny game. It's like it's a Banjo team. It's us doing what we do best. That kind of poking fun, slightly irreverent humour, a bit split level here and there. But some bit rude stuff in there that you just got to spot it. I mean, a good. You can't help but have fun with the Haunted House game. It's a good thing, fun thing to do. So we all had a good laugh on that game. It just didn't get received very well. And I think because it went on the Xbox, people didn't want to talk about it. And also, Microsoft sort of bought Rare because they wanted us to provide broad appeal content for the console because there wasn't anybody doing it really, but I guess we were the only people that were going to do it. But we didn't have enough staff to provide enough broad appeal content for that console. We couldn't possibly produce 5, 6, 7, 8 games for that. It was never going to happen, So it all went a bit wrong for that, I think.
Right.
But but we had a ton of fun making that game, and I think if people get Rare Replay, they should give it a play because there's tons of laughs in there. Tons of stuff. There's some bits that we had to take out because they didn't like it. I mean, there's tons of funny bits we had to take out because they're like, that's a bit close to the bone,
Yeah.
No, it was good fun to do.
Well, that's great to hear about because obviously when I interviewed you last time, I was focusing in on the big name titles, but I didn't really get to hear about titles like that. So that's great to hear.
Yeah, you should you should look at it. It's good fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, thank you so much for that, Grant. That was perfect. Such a great chat.
No, anytime, Lee. Anytime. I'm just here for you. Anytime you like.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that sounds kind of wrong, though. Melodic whore, Grant.
always.
Well, we'll definitely be in touch about another call-in. We do this every week, so a few weeks' time.
Yeah, give me a shout.
Absolutely. Right, well, bye for now, Grant, and have a good morning, I think it is for you.
Yeah, it's actually 10 to 1.
Oh.
8 hours behind.
Oh, okay.
So it's just afternoon.
All right, well, good afternoon, Grant.
All right, lads. Talk to you soon.
Bye
Cheers,
for now.
Grant.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.